Hello, welcome to the guide to Ozymandias. You can also find my written guide on Steam. Use my name and I'm sure you'll find it. There's not that many guides. I'm going to give as thorough explanation as I can. I'm going to explain both the basics and the advanced concepts that I will use to beat the scholar level map of Canaanites on Near East. This is the least gotten achievement. If we look here at global achievements, it's done by 1.5%, which is the lowest number of them all. So I assume that means it's the hardest. I don't know for sure because I didn't do all of them. So let's choose this. I did recently just have a look at Master. I'm going to play this at Scholar, which is the basic level and the level that is needed for all the achievements. I do think the game is quite likely winnable on a more difficult level, but on Scholar at least I'm quite certain that I will win, which is nice when you're making a guide. Maybe in the future I'll try and make a video to play it on one of the harder levels. But we'll see about that later. I'm going to start with explaining the mechanics. We have 3 different resources: science, money and food. This is the tech tree, and here we can also see our yield per turn from, this is the tiles we have. We have 1 grassland tile, it says here 1, we have 2 plains tiles, it says 2, and we have a mountain tile, that's 1. And these are the resources that each of those tiles give. So the grassland tile provides 1 food and 1 coin, the plains provides 1 science and 1 food, and the mountain provides a science and a coin. And in total we get this now per turn. We have of course a much nicer number in the 20, 25, 20, which is our starting resources. This is basically the technology slider, where we can choose how we spend our money. The default at the start of the game is that you turn all your money into food. That goes at a ratio of 2 to 1, so 2 coins becomes 1 food. If we would turn it into science, it's 1 on 1, so 1 coin makes 1 science. Let's leave this at what it is for now. And this is military, that comes later. These are the waste levels. If you don't use all your resources at the end of the turn, they carry on to the turn after. But you lose this percentage, 25, 15, 30. And you can lower that percentage by buying the upgrade levels. And here again we see the yield per turn. We see what we waste per turn. And the food doesn't really have an info tab. The food can just be spent on capturing tiles or building and growing cities. So if we look at this slider, seeing that this money can be turned into food for 2 for 1, while it goes into science 1 on 1, that basically means that the value of food, or at least the cost of food, is twice as much. So the value ratio currently is 1, 1, 2. And thus, if we look at this, we could say that 1, 1, 2, then this is worth 3, this is worth 3, and this is worth 2. So the mountains are less valuable than the other 2 tiles. And the river tiles, they are worth 4, because that's 2 food, that's double the value. The island tiles also are worth 4, so those are the better tiles. And the further we go down the list, the worse they get. Water, by default, doesn't give us anything. Desert, only 1, and the forest, 2. So the list from top to bottom goes basically from strong to weak type of tiles. Now that's of course just the start of the game, because I can already tell you in the end of the game mountain tiles are the best. That's because in the start game food is king, and in the end game money is king. Now there's money that is used not in the same turn. Like we're starting with these 3 resources. We can use the food right now, we can use the science right now, but the money, if we turn that into food or science, we get to use it next turn. So there's 1 turn delay on using the money. And that's sort of fair, as in money is more versatile of course than science, so this would make money more valuable than science, but the turn delay kind of makes up for that, and that's why I keep thinking like it's 1, 1, 2. Let's look at the science tree. We have 3 classes of technologies to research. This, as you can see, these are relatively cheap compared to the number you see there. And these are things that you only research once. This, every research makes the flags 1 flags cheaper, 1 food less. Like right now it costs 5 and 6 food to flag these tiles. And if we go mouse over this, you already see that it's going to be 4 and 5. Then we have the yield tax. I already got into that a little bit. So as soon as we can get, for example, 37 science, we could buy this yield tag, and then each plain tile is going to provide an extra science. Currently that's not such a great trade-off, because we pay 37 science and we get only 2 per year, so that pays back in, what is it, 18.5 turns. But once we have captured a bunch of those tiles, and we might have like 7 of them, then it pays back in 5.4 turns or whatever, something like that, 5 and a little bit. And then finally we have here the 3rd column of technologies, and those can be bought endlessly. Each time you buy one, the price goes up, and I can do this right now, see? And then you see the first one costed 12 and the next one costed 18, and this is the back button that undoes everything you've done on the turn. Let me see. I made some notes on what I'm going to explain. The victory conditions. We're going to look at the victory conditions. Now a cheap way out to win this game is by just setting it to 1 point. You can change that. I don't even know how, actually. I don't even need to know, I don't want to know. I just play it as it gets. We don't do that because that's cheap. We're just going to win the hard way. Let's look at what is easy to get and what is hard to get. Power technologies, that just means buying 18 of those, but they get progressively more expensive. And if you buy 1, the next one is 36. The first one was 12, the next one is 36. But for another field the price also goes up, but much less. So it's cheaper to spread out and buy tax for all the different ones than for very high levels for 1. Of course, strategically it's usually best to focus on a few tiles only, a few terrain types. But if you spread out, then 18 is quite doable. 120 spaces on the map is an insane amount, no one will ever get that. Captured cities, unlikely the AI will get it, and it's also very hard for me to get it. But it might be something that I can get and they cannot. Power technologies they will get at some point. Wealth, that's an easy one, that's just saving up. City population is relatively easy. And power is super easy, and this is something everyone will get. So I'm thinking I might simply be going for the bottom part of this whole thing and leave these 3. These are just not happening. Power technologies. No, I'm probably going for these. because wealth is just a matter of saving your coins for 3 turns in endgame. Okay, now I'm going to those waste technologies. You can see that they are quite significant. 15, this one especially, it goes from 30 to 5%. And military tech, we're gonna get into that much later. Now we have to decide on a strategic plan, a long-term plan. This is our little capital, and we are surrounded by enemies, and that's what makes this the hard civilization to play. Now the first thought that one might get is run with all your force, strength and speed towards the west, capture this city, and all of this map part is yours. But that's why the game developers probably made this a size 4 city. That makes it hard to capture. Every size of the city gives it 1 defense point, and size 4 is really hard to overcome in early game. So that's not happening. But we do have a defensive advantage here, and that is if we build a city here, it's going to control the tiles around it, and our border will be here. That means there's only 1 land tile touching us, and until they have boats, they cannot really mount a serious attack. They can only attack with 1 unit, and that's really easy to defend against. So I'm not so worried about Egypt. I just defend them with that 1 city there, maybe a unit every now and then when it's needed. That'll be fine. I'm worried about these 4 fruitcakes surrounding us. We can basically capture every tile that is closer to us than to them. So this is roughly where our border can be, like something like that. So we'll have 1 city over there, and that's gonna be basically the central city on the map, surrounded by everyone. Now that is exactly what we want. We want that so surrounded by everyone that they all have only 1 tile touching us. Then they can also only have 1 military unit attacking us. And that would be nice. That's probably not exactly going to be reality, but something close to that maybe. And we will use that city for a defense point. There's going to be 1 unit in there, and that should be defending us most of the time. And then on this side is going to be where we're going to be attacking this blue unit. They will be our enemy. We'll try to take all the lands, and then we move on towards those. So this will be the defensive side, and this will be the offensive side. And why is that good to know? It is good to know because we have some opportunities to defend ourselves, and that is primarily the cities. We can see the city here. It has 2 defense from cities. That is because it's size 2. This guy has 4 defense from cities, as I said, and this is a size 3 city. It's got 3. Now I have made a little graph, and that's this, to explain how that works. It's size 3. If this is size 3, then here we have 3 military power. In that first ring we will have 2 military power. In the next ring we will have 1 military power. If we grow that city to size 4, then this entire area is added to it, and all the existing ones get +1. So basically all those 37 fields get 1 extra defense power. We grow to size 5, 61 fields get 1 extra defense power, etc. So the bigger the city gets, it's progressively projecting more power outwards and further. A size 6 city gets 5 defense points to its immediate perimeter. Now later, when we have multiple cities, we get to choose like which city are we going to grow. Are we going to grow all of them in tandem, or are we going to grow 1 city really big? And then I'll get back to this, so don't worry. And as it is now, you can see, so as I said, they have 1 from cities in the entire ring around it, and this has 2 defense bonus because the mountains, they have natural defense bonuses. which means that while these guys are only attacking with one guy, attacking us with one guy, they're also only really attacking one tile, because the mountain tiles, they have this defense bonus, and in early game that helps a lot. So we will have 3 cities. We will have this city, and somewhere in there we will have a city. Those are going to weigh our main defense on this border, and we might have 1, 2 defending units in there. We can also, of course, buy a few of these military tags. They give defensive bonuses as well. So most likely we want to buy plane tags, and I'll probably will get 2, 3 or 4 of them in the game. So suppose we get this city, and this city, they both become size 4, and this city projects 3 power, and this projects 2 power, that's 5 already. And then we will have the 3 plane tags, then we're at 8 already. They'll need a power 9 unit to overcome that. Now these also count offensively, so if they will also have the plane technology, of course that counts in their favor. There's finally, on the bottom of this list, there is city power. Some guides tell you to use that defensively, but that's nonsense. It only works in the city itself. It does not project outward like the city size does. So this is mostly an offensive thing. And it's useful because those cities, if we are attacking the city, it has 3 power. And we need to overcome that. So this can help with that. Now of course the tile next to it also has 2 city power, so we'll have to overcome it anyway. But we could use one of those, then at least it's no stronger than the tiles next to it. So now we're going to start with our expansion phase. Of course all the AIs are going to do the same, and we want to grab all the land we can. Since grabbing land takes food, it is paramount that we start with taking as much food tiles as we can, and that's these ones, the plains and the river tiles. So I'm going to start buying 2 of these flagging tiles. Now I have been thinking more about that than what I'm just showing you now by basically just clicking on them. I have actually thought about how does that work out the best with in conjunction with the rest of my options. Because I could have not done that, and I could have bought these 4 tiles, and that's actually a pretty decent option, but I don't have anything better to use my science on than the flagging tags. I'm not going to use them on the grassland because I'm only taking 1 grassland tile. I will someday use them on desert, but I cannot yet. You need to have a tile of a certain terrain type before you can even research any technology for it. So I'm doing this. And why am I taking this 8 one instead of the 9 one? Well, in both cases I will have 2 or 3 food left over, and either way I will lose 1 to waste, so that doesn't matter. And if I use the 9, I'm wasting more, because if you look at this mouse over window, you see the base cost, the distance from the city, and that increases, as it says, with the distance from the cities. And you have minus adjacent hexes. There's only 1 adjacent tile that is mine, and that's reduction. In this case there's 2 adjacent tiles that are mine, or here, and that's why it's 8 instead of 9. Now I can click on this now and I pay 9, but next turn I'll pay 8 because this flag will be mine. And instead, if I take this one will be 7 even next turn. So it would be a waste to take multiple flags next to each other. And here I am still doing that because it's just important. I need this food positive tiles. And I need to get towards this riverland. So that's our flagging for turn 1 and our signs for turn 1. Then we need to decide what's going to happen with this money. We can basically leave it simply at 100%. That's what all the guides tell you to do. But that is a bit too simple. We need to look forward. We will currently are projected to have 9 signs. If we would want to buy any of those flagging tags, we need 10. Is that what we want? I think it is. We cannot really do anything else with it. Now I'm not going to buy another plains flagging tag because I'll probably get just one more plain tile. But we are going to be capturing a lot of mountain tiles. So this one for 10 is a really good one to get. And then there's something else, and that is that we have 25 coins, but this is a 2 for 1. So we can only spend 24 on food. And if we do this, we're actually not making it any better. I would have liked it to spend 1, but it doesn't do that. Okay. That is a bummer. That is absolutely a bummer. Because we still are spending this even number. Only if we do this we get 5 here, and then we're spending all the 25s. But 14 is useless. And of course if we spent all 24 in here, we would get 24 and 9 is 34, and we could actually buy a yield tag. But that's not a good plan at this point, because this yield tag is only giving us 2 coins in this case. Now of course we are about to have 3 more, so it's going to be us 5 coins. That's quite a bit, 5 coins, but still we would not be having any food to flag more tiles, and the enemy is grabbing it. And we're hoping to capture at least 2 tiles next turn with the food that we can get from this. And that's going to be even worth more than those 5 coins anyway. That is a balance that you have to strike every turn. And right now, let's have a look at what everything costs. This is going to cost 7. I cannot see what these costs, but I seem to recall that they are going to cost 15 together, 7 and 8. Which is what I get if I don't put anything in here. So that's what I'm gonna do, but that's just because I kinda know that these will cost 15 together, and those are the 2 tiles that I really want next turn. As this will cost 9 and this will cost 10, 11, something like that. We don't need to know, it's too expensive right now. We just need those tiles. And maybe this one. If we ever have 5 leftover food, we'll take that one. And that means we are going to waste a little bit of our signs next turn, because we're going to have 9 and we won't be spending it. 9 and nothing to spend it on. So that means from our 9 we're going to lose 3, 2. We shall see. We can get some good stuff. This is pretty nice actually. If we look here, if we first buy this one and then that yield tag, that's 50 signs. And this is 5 food. But build a city on the hills, that's going to take us some time before we can do that. That's going to cost us 35 food. That's going to be quite a bunch of turns down the line. And I don't exactly know how these opportunity offers work, but I'm hoping I'm going to get it again. So I'm going to claim the free flag tile. See, as I said, it costs 15 together. And unfortunately we cannot buy this one, because we first need to have one of those tiles before we can do that. Now we could do that. And if I had spent my coin there, I could have of course bought a mountain flagging tile and gotten this one instead of this. That probably would not even have been a bad choice, but we're doing this now. Now we're gonna look again at next turn, because we are projected to have 18 signs. Having 30 would be good, but that costs us 12 more signs, costs us 6 food. That's really costly. Oh, we actually have only 5 coins. So this is basically all we get. It's 18 signs, we're gonna spend 10 in here, I suppose. And the other 8. Can't do anything with them. It's a bummer. I remember now, last time I did do this one and that one. That actually worked better. Because then I had to 10 and now with next turn I do 15. But yeah, I only am used to looking one turn forward. It is of course better to look multiple turns forward, but that's, yeah, it's like chess. Looking one turn forward is very doable. Multiple ones, that starting to get really complicated. So yeah, that's it. A free mountain flag is worth, this will be that one, and that will be worth like 10 or so food, and 2 per grassland is worth only 4 food, so we're taking this one. You can check, this one costs 9, that one costs 10, so it would be more beneficial to take that one, but this is more important because we need to cut this field off before he can get there. And we have 6 food, which allows us to probably get this tile. These are contested, that's not useful. Because if they also flag that either they just outright win or you tie, and if you tie neither of you get it, then you also have your food wasted. So I'm taking this. Now I'm going to buy one of these. And then with my 6 I can either buy this one or I can buy this one. This is a slightly more powerful tile. But if we do this we don't waste 1 food. So by doing this we gain 1 food compared to that. But if we look at yield tax, yeah, that basically adds 1 food to the value of this. And then this is worth more than that, so that would be good to do that. And this is not yet threatened by anyone else to take, so we can do that. On the other hand, we are also wasting 1 tile, of course. 1 yield by settling right next to this other flag. How about, yes, let's do that. Let's change our plans, take the more expensive one after all. Take this one. And that's it for now. And then if they come there, they will could contest us there, but we have 2 bordering tiles and they have only 1, and that means we will get it. The way the capturing contested tiles works is like this. First, it looks like a military power. Now probably no one has any of those military techs yet, this. So that's 0 for everyone. We don't have units, we don't have terrain techs, so that's 0. Then it looks at bordering tiles. The one who has most will get the tile. So I actually could capture this, quite likely. It costs only 3, I could take it. But I'm not going to. Because here I'm going to build a city and that's going to defend this area, and those are lost tiles anyway. Even that grassland tile, I consider that a temporary tile. I'm actually in doubt, it might not be that bad to take it, we just need to keep it for a few turns and it's positive. And we will keep it for a few turns. But then again, it costs 3 of our 6 food and we don't have anything to do with the other 3. It's fine like this. It's just fine. Fortunately, it is also not that difficult, to be honest, so little errors, they won't lose us the game, you know. We don't need to fret over the super tiniest detail. We are projected to have 17 technology next turn. I suppose I'll buy the last mountain flagging tag. I don't think it's time yet to start saving to get those. And we are projected to have 12 food next turn. What would we do with that? 8 and 4. Claro. So let's do this. That 8 is actually going to be 6. Because we'll have this bordering flag. We can get 10 free signs. Because we're not doing anything with water. So we take the 10 free signs. That gets us to 27. That could allow us to buy like this. Or we can save the 10 free signs for the next turn and maybe get a better real tech. Now I'm going to take this. Ooh, they still didn't take that. And we can actually see if they have this military tech now, the power tech. If we open the tab and we mouse over that's this, they have a mountain tag. Egypt, they have a desert power. And these brown ones here, they also have mountain. So no one is threatening, has any power influence in there, so I could take it still. If I take this one, I can afford to take both these tiles, costing me my 10 signs. If I don't do that, I'll be just taking this. So basically, spending that signs there, I buy myself an extra tile, which I'm going to lose about 5 turns from now, probably. And the alternative was saving my signs or using the 25 and buying this, and then I gain 4, which is about equal in value to getting that tile. But it uses my 10. Now what really would be interesting is this one, or maybe this one, because I have more tiles of it, but not that much more really. What is my yield now? The yield is 13 and we have 10 in there, so that's 23. If I spend 10, I'll have 7 minus waste is going to be like 5, so I'd have 27 next turn. And that would be the same I have now. But I could make it 30 if I want to buy this. 37 is quite a lot. Yeah, no, I'm not going to get to 37. How did I put that one already in there? I just did. Because 4 and 3 is 7 and 7 is 14. Yeah, I would need to buy that flagging tag to make me get them all 3. Buying the mountain flagging tag, which is obviously more useful since we have all of this still to flag, is not gonna allow me to get all 3 of them. I'm going to do that. Again, I might find out next turn that I would have liked to do it differently, but you can only go so far. In Civilization I actually used to make Excel sheet and calculate for 20 turns in the future in the start game, because the start game is that important in Civilization. But in here, no. Start game is also that important, but we'll win anyway. So next turn I'm about to have 18 science, and I'm about to have 7 of these tiles, so 30 would be really nice, right? I mean 20 plus 10. I have to add just a little tad of science and then I can get this one for 7 gold per turn. Let's do that. So that way we have 20, we're getting 10. Yeah. That's cool, I think. The free planes tag flag. I can't really use it, because that would have to be put in here. And they will win. They have 2 bordering tiles, I have 1 bordering tile. I will only win that if I also buy one of those terrain technologies. And I'm not gonna do that. Ten flag tags. Well, that's not likely to happen anytime soon. So this is probably just a lost opportunity. But we'll take that one then, because that's just not happening. So I'm taking the 10 science, and we're taking the 7 gold per turn. That's going to be really helpful. And then we have 10 science to 10 food to spend. And I want this mountain tile, I suppose. Because those 2 tiles I could fight over that, but no. I'll just take this one. And then we are going to again look at the next turn. We are projected to have 16 science, and we have 10 coins to spend, getting us to a maximum of 26. But right now we want to be flagging again, that most of all. The thing is, I can't do anything with my 16 signs. Well, yes, I'll have to buy this one. Yeah, we'll have to buy that one. And then we're at 6 flag tags for, what is this, 10 of each. We then have 6 of them. And we could just spend 20 science to get 30 of each resource by buying 4 useless flag tags. So almost useless, so we'll probably do that at some point if we can. Because the food will be valuable in allowing us to build that city. So for now it's just fine as it is. I'm gonna claim this free island flag, because we have this one island here, and I can keep that for a while. Normally this is the 3rd time I actually play this map, and I have to proudly say I've won the other 2 both, so that's why I'm quite confident I'm going to win again. This is just some free gains, and what's this, the Greece, they will come and take it in like 10 turns down the line. But until then, that's 1 of each yield for free, that's good. So this was going there. And then we need to start claiming some things here. And it would be really good, of course we're going to claim that 1 mountain tile. But it would also be really good to have 1 desert tile. Well, we can't do anything else anyway. Because then we can at least start claiming some desert technologies. The question is, which desert tile do I want? And I'm thinking of this one. That leaves me with 1 food, and 1 food is not wasted. This leaves me with 0, but I think this one. Because of course we are still fighting for contested land with them. Now this desert, they are also caring much more about the mountains than the desert, just like I am. So they will be capturing this part of the mountain while I am going to capture this part of the mountain. But they will also probably move into this desert a bit, which is sort of fine. I just need this tile definitely, but I'll be getting that. That shouldn't be a problem, right? We can see if they have the desert military tag. Oh, they actually do. Ooh. They do. So maybe then I should get that tile, so I'm certain that I'm not gonna lose it. Nah, the chance that they're going to do this and this in 2 turns is almost ruled out. So what are we getting next turn? 18 science. And what are we wanting next turn? I think I would like this now. Although I'm going to have 1 desert tile. I could also say I can buy this one, I can buy this one, I can buy this one for 5, and then if I have 20 signs I can buy this desert flagging tile too. And that will mean I'll be getting this, that's 10 food. Adding 20 food, not 20 because I would need that, I would have 28 food. And that's just not enough, but I would also be getting an extra 10 coins. And then the next turn that can help me get the food maybe, if I focus more on food again. Not likely. But building a city would be really good, because it also makes claiming all these tiles cheaper. But I'm not getting the 35 food yet. Next turn I have also 7 of these. It's really starting to get good to do this. And we have 16 food, and if we don't do it, so we give up 4 food. And that 4 food enables us to get this, which is going to give us 7 coins per turn. Yeah, we should do that, really. We should. Because 7 coins is worth about 4 food, but this is per turn, and 4 food is just once. We can also look at what we're going to do with the food. We'd have 16 food in our current plan, which could have been up to 20. And these are going to cost, what was this? 8? So these are 9. Let me check that. Oh, there, this is 9. These are going to be 10 each. Or maybe even 9 and 10. Yeah, that's it, I guess. 9 and 10. So I would need 19 to take the 2 of them. Or I check for 16 this one and that one. Or I just... Why would I take that one instead of that one, huh? I'll take that one. More freedom for next turn. Hey, look at that, I can have 19 and 30 if I don't do anything with my tech right now. Oh yes, I didn't spend my tech. I was supposed to put it in there. But now I'd have 30. Which is overkill. Yeah, that's overkill. I should buy this one. And that was why I'm taking this, so that I don't waste one. I think next turn I'll buy some desert flagging tags. Or at least one. I'll just delay this plan till 1 turn later. I want to take both of those. Not entirely certain it's the best option. Taking this yield tag does get me more yield faster. And that is what we're doing. We're trying to get yield as fast as possible. But it's a bit of a balance between getting yield as fast as possible versus getting tiles that otherwise the AI may take. And of course, if you're in a game, which in most cases civilization is, where you can expect peace to last as long as until you decide that it's going to be war, and that is enough to grow you to the #1 position if you can win the game peacefully. Then you might just want to take all the tiles you can get and care about growing the yields later. But that is not the case in this. You just need to get that yield up, even if that means you take a few less tiles, because you're going to be fighting over those tiles anyway. Yeah. Yeah. No, I changed my mind. I'm going to do this. I don't want to be wasting a lot of tech. Because I can't spend it all in 1 turn, or I'd spend it on bullshit. Well, those are both useless. This is 2 sea tiles, so that's 8 signs. Well, it's not useless. 3 cities on the hill, that's not happening. So we have 8 signs. That's actually that could get us to 34, but that's 3 short of getting this awesome tag. So we're saving that 4 signs for later. We're now getting that. And then we have 16. Oh, there aren't even 2. There are 1 now, and then the next turn we would like to have 3 of the mountain tiles. We can't, of course, but oh no. Yeah, okay, I don't have the signs to buy the flagging tag anyway. Now if we look here, we could buy 4 flagging tags, and that means we turn 20 signs into regaining 10. So basically effectively we can turn 10 signs into 10 gold and 10 food next turn if we so want to. And if that is actually true, yes, that is. We have 4 opportunities to buy a flagging tag for 5, so we can do that with 20. In bases we have 20 signs and we have 28 coins. I don't know the price for that. We do know that this city will cost 35 and we'd really like to do that. But we cannot get there. We can get to 31. That's a bummer. No 35. $28. What technology would I really like to get? I would really like to get this one for 37. Because that's going to be us 8 food. Plus 8 is just enough to get that 37. And we'd be spending 5 food that we're not getting. We don't have any cheaper stuff to get anymore. If I do this to the max, then I will need to do that when I can buy the city really. So that's it. I first need that food so that we get those 8 food yields. That will get our food yield to 20 the next turn. And then we can get the 10 from there, that's 30, and some from coin is 35. Yeah, and that is a good motivation to first get this one now. $37, right? And we get 8, yeah. That's it. Hey, they seem to be favoring the desert over the mountains now. Let them have it their way. Fine with me. My city is not going to be 5 spaces away from others. I'm claiming a free desert tile. And I believe they had the desert technology. Yes, they do. So if I want to be fighting over contestant desert tiles, I would need to get that too. But that's not what we're doing. We are doing this. So we can get this. That was the plan. And I don't see enough motivation to change from the plan. It would be really nice, of course, to get this one, but it is kind of likely that they are going to try to take it. So I might just take this one. At least we're sure we get it. $16. That's kinda limited. Now if they would be doing that one, we'd contest it, so that's a risk of wasting it. This one is not going to be contested. And then, if they did not take it, the next turn we have 2 bordering tiles and we will win the contest. But now, the next turn we need to be careful about, because the next turn I want that city. We're going to get 28 food, and we need 35 for that city. I'm going to have... Oh, this is... Hoppa. We want more food. We can't want both the city and tiles is good. Okay, we have 21 signs now. That's perfect. We buy the 4 flagging tags. And then we get this. And then we have 48 food, 35 for there, and 12 to buy some more tile. And that might just be enough to buy like 1 in here and 1 in there. That sounds cool. And what would be really cool is if the game is friendly enough to give us again that one that we got on the first turn that says a free yield tag with a mountain city. Because this is the point where I would have liked that. But how long has that been ago? That's like 10 turns ago, huh? And then there's another thing that I need to talk about, and this is probably the right time to explain that. And that is military. So you're getting a yield of 30, so if you save a little money for next turn while doing this, not spending it on either food or science, you can save it for next turn. We could do like this, for example. We'd have 30 food. We'd get the 10 from there. Oh, maybe we can do this. Yeah. We don't even need to do anything. Can just go for the max food. So I'll explain it next turn. If that's not too late. Because this is about the time. Yes, 10 flags in 1 turn is not happening. See, this is about the time that everyone is going to start building units. Let's first do this. Let's then do this. And now we have check if they still don't have the military if they still don't have that power. They only have desert power, no mountain power. So we can take mountain tiles here and they will not be contesting us. This one they will win that one. But this one is ours. Okay. So this one is basically lost. They have 3 bordering tiles. They win that in a contest. This one is now equally contested. If I flag that and they do 2, we're wasting the flag. Same story as there earlier. This one I win, and even if they take this, I still win on the next turn. I don't think they're gonna try and flag this either. Anyway, they might flag this. They might try this, because they're trying to cut me off. Now if I do this, I have two tiles bordering this. Of course they do that and they also have two. I might just do this and take a desert tile, and I'll buy military power in the mountains next turn. Yeah, let's do that. And then came the other thing that I was talking about, and that is I don't need to buy a military power next turn. I can buy a unit too. But I'm going to wait a little bit with it. The advantage of buying a unit is, suppose I buy this unit and I park it right here. They don't have any units now, or here. No one has units. I have the first unit. I should do that, of course, not when I have exactly 40 gold, but when I have 45 gold, because then it costs 5 gold to buy 1 power, and I can give that unit 1 extra power. And if they have this 1 terrain power, then I can still overpower that, and I will be threatening all the tiles. And then they of course will react. They buy a unit as well, they send it there, but they're spending all the money on buying that unit. It does not have any power. Well, the next turn I have my 33 yield again, and I can buy 4 power for my unit, and I will overpower their unit, and I will take those tiles. And that's the advantage of having your unit out first. You can pretty much guarantee that you're taking whatever tiles you want, except mountain tiles. Those are not so sure, because they have the natural defense. But I'm not gonna do that, because I'm not gonna seek war with these 3 guys, and with this guy we don't really have a border yet. So what am I going to do with my gold? I can put it again in money, and I can buy my other city as well. That's not a terrible idea. Or I can just, of course, buy all the food tiles, all the tiles I can. But we can also look at more yield technologies, because these mountains are growing in number, and they will grow in number a little more. So this 37 one is very tasty. So let's do that. Let's get us to 37 signs. And I could even go for the 45, because food was twice as valuable. We're starting to get out of the phase where food is twice as valuable. The value of food is slowly going down yet. Oh, I'm happy that they are taking desert. That's so much easier to take from them later. Well, that's a lot of money. See, I told you this is about the time they're buying units, and there you have it. Next turn, 3 of them have bought a unit. I'm not gonna spend my 35 on the city just yet. I can't delay it much longer, but we can delay it a little. And they are going to have to build a unit, and they're going to have to send it out there. They have other things on their mind than contesting me over flags. Let's look at what their yields are. They're getting only 14 food. And they need to cross a river with their unit probably. They're going to lose a tile also. They have 2 tiles under attack. They cannot defend both. They're in shit. They're in deep shit. And for me, that means that I need to get ready to take advantage of them also. So I need these desert tiles so that my unit can start bordering them. I will buy next turn probably my unit from there, and I'll be needing to send it there and not through the mountains, because that costs boatloads of food. So we take those tiles. 19. I'll also take that one, and for safety that one. I don't want to risk that they are flagging this. I don't think they're flagging it, because as I said, they need their food. But now I have an open path to send my unit there, and I can threaten their lands while they are quite busy with them. Now currently I don't have the food, of course, the money of course, to buy a unit next turn. I will need to make sure that I will have the money next turn. I still am looking to also buy more of these technologies, of course. So I either want 37 or 50 or 45. 37, 50 or 45 I said. Does it matter a lot? These are going to be 11 tiles next turn. So that's half more than that. The cost is not half more, so this is more beneficial than this. Yeah, I think I want the 50 would be really nice, but can I spend that much? I'd have 50 remaining, 40 to buy a unit. They do have this one desert technology, and I need to overcome that, so my unit needs to be either 2, or I need to also buy the desert power, or both. 5 does make my unit power 2, 5 gold. Oh, they also have their city power. Yeah, my unit needs to be stronger. So I should not be trying to get to 50. Let's go with the 37. Ah, shit. They didn't buy a unit, the idiots. Oh yeah, I forgot about all that. So I'm gonna get a boatload of money actually. And I'm gonna get a free tile. Okay. Wow, I forgot about that. That's stupid. We definitely buy a unit now, and I'm definitely sending it right there. Now I'll try to explain the mechanics. I already explained how the cities project power. So here they have 3 city power, there it's 2, and on these border tiles it's 1. And on these border tiles it's 0. They do have 1 because they have the desert power, and I have 1 because my power 1 unit is there. So my unit needs to be 1 stronger. And that is simple. That costs just a tiny bit of see, that costs 5 gold, and my unit will bring my power to 2. And then when my unit is power 2 and the turn ends, I will be threatening the lands just like they are. That means you're shading the land in your color. They then have one turn the time to defend it. They need to bring a unit over there that is strong enough to stand against it. And if they don't, I'll be capturing it. In this case, they will be capturing it. So for the first time, coloring it doesn't take that much power. They're not gonna bring a unit here. This is enough to be threatening their tile. And I'm going to do something that makes me really happy. I'm going to buy actually 2 units. Because buying units is quite costly, and later in the game it's hard to find resources for that. So I'm happy to have them now. I do have the food to bring them over there. Let's redo this. I can take that one because it's more expensive, but it's useless. It's not like I'm going to do anything there. Oh, I cannot buy another unit, because then I will not have the 5 gold to spend on getting power level 2. I was just a bit enthusiastic, but it's not realistic. So that also means I don't need to spend my 12 food on moving my unit. I instead can spend it on taking important tiles like this one. No, actually, I'll take important tiles. Wait a moment. Buy this unit. What are we doing now? Why is it not opening anything? What's happening here? Okay, so felt like something wasn't working there. I can buy 1 for 3, as well as 1 for 9, or even 8, but that's contested again. But now they're really gonna be doing that unit now, so I don't believe they will be trying to flag me there. I will be spending 5 in here. Next turn I will have 43 science yield, and I'll be wanting this one or this one. I don't really care, both are really good. And the one that I don't get next turn, I'll get the turn after. So 45 or 50. I haven't yet used all of this. I probably should, because otherwise I don't have an open spot if I don't do it, so I'm definitely doing that. The thing is, I can save my money for next turn and then maybe buy a unit. It's only getting more and more, you know, the 3 per hill. I'm getting another hill tile. How many hill tiles do I currently have? 10. So that's 30 gold. And this one is 10 gold. So we're getting 40 gold now, or 43 gold next turn. I thought I had 71. Oh, it's per city population, so this one is worth 20. And we're not sure if next turn we get one that can actually be turned into be used directly. So if we don't do this now, we're not sure if we're getting this next turn. I'll just do it now. Okay. And I'm going to have to use all that gold a little bit. And I'll start doing this. This is important. Do it a little more. 50 signs next turn is what I wanted, and 2 power. So this is perfectly good. And then next turn we'll have 58 gold. Not quite 70 plus more, but it's good. And I've got these tags that makes me happy. That's a good start. Now I can start saving my money for longer term. Let's do this. Two per river. Sea yield tax. Well, that's never happening, so this is just for food. Oh, they are coming close. Not close, they're not strong enough yet to threaten me, so that's fine, they're good there. But this unit now, they are gonna move back, you see, because I'm the only one threatening them, so they will move their unit over here. And the unit currently has, these guys are the Babylonians, they only have 1 power, but they're probably gonna grow to 2 or maybe even 3. And with 1 power, with 2 power there are 3 or 4, so I need to get myself over that amount. I'm not intending to do this, because I'm going to do this, which is just too much more important. So I'm just going to buy power on that 1 unit to get to 4. Because 4 is enough, right? If they bring a unit that's worth 3, no, 2. If they bring a unit that's worth 3, I actually need another power. I need a 5th. But that's not not possible, but it's expensive. Costs me 20, and then I'm certain I get those 2 tiles. And the 21 food, I guess I'll buy these 2 tiles. I don't need to move any units. Yeah, this will have to do, right? Yeah. Let's look at their stats again. They do have 32 money yield. If they're spending that all on their unit, they would get 30, but that's not what the AI normally does. They gradually grow it. They're gonna spend 20% or so on their unit, that's what I think. So I'm expecting to take these tiles as is, with 4 units power over their unit that's going to be power 2 next turn. That's my expectation. But I'm not 100% on it. Yes, it is as expected. So we can spend our gold and we get gold for 7 turns. That's a pretty decent thing. This is also nice because I will be capturing that someday soon. And this is free. Now we need to do something about that. Buying another unit and sending it there is an option. That's most likely the option that I will be taking. And my unit power is going down to 2. That's fine. That should be enough to defend here, I believe. Oh yes, that's fine. See? We're defending that. We get 45 signs, we get that. We now have all our important yield technologies for the old tiles. We are, however, by now having 8 desert tiles, so we are gonna continue getting those more expensive yield tiles. But that's gonna be more difficult. That's a different chapter. Have I explained enough about the combat mechanics? I think I did, right? So they have their military power from units, from technology, as do I. First turn threaten, second turn capture. You don't need to be there 2 turns in a row. Oh, wait a moment, I have not looked carefully enough because I have also tiles under threat in there. And that's nasty that it's at the same time, because that means I need units present at the same time to defend those. You only need to be there 1 of 2 turns. I wasn't here last turn and they're only threatening it. They're not capturing anything. Nothing bad has happened. So now I'm here to defend this. The threat will go away and I can go away again. They will threaten it again and I come back. So I need to be there every other turn to defend. Meaning if this can be not at the same time but vice versa, I could have 1 unit that just moves up and down between those 2 areas and it will be fine for defense. That's a good thing. And on the other hand, you need to think about that when you're attacking as well. If you're going to be attacking here and there and it's alternating, they just move up and down and they defend both your attacks. So you need to make sure that all your attacks are orchestrated and in 1 turn at the same time. And if you're in a position like them and you're attacking and you expect or fully expect your opponent to defend, maybe this is a better example. This guy is attacked only in 1 area. We know he is going to defend this area. There's no reason for him to stay there. Why wouldn't he just move away and attack something else? In this case, he should move there, because he'd still be attacking this threatened land. Also useless, because this one is going there actually. We kind of know exactly what the AIs are going to do, I can tell you. This one is going there. This one is going there, and this one should be going elsewhere because he can know that it's not going to be useless to stay there. He should go and threaten something else. This one is definitely going to stay here because there's nothing threatening him, so he's got this opportunity to try and take my land. This guy the same, no one else is attacking him, so he's got this opportunity to try and take my lands. In cases like this, even if he were threatening me, I wouldn't need to defend it because you know he's going to defend. Defense before everything is the AI policy and pretty much ours too. Okay, so we have a bunch more food. We can try and take this land. What do we want next turn? Well, this costs 62. That's a whole lot of signs. Are we getting that anywhere close? No, we're not getting that. Do we need more unit power? No, 2 is fine. We're not gonna spend on unit power this turn. 2 is just fine. So, yeah. 49 to 58, and none of it is useful, is it? I can't afford this. Maybe next turn I will buy that, so that all this 49 which I'm not gonna be able to spend doesn't go to waste too much, but we shall see next turn. Oh shit. Disaster happened. They took my river tiles. That is really bad. I didn't expect them to become so powerful. Well, so powerful, they have only 2. Why did I not defend that? Wow. I'm gonna be taking that back. Also going to try and take some of theirs, of course. Or maybe I should just go there with full force. I think that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna see what I need in power lane in a moment. I don't have any more tiles to flag. But I do need to build a city here, and that's why I think it's important to take those tiles back, otherwise I can't build a city. Well, I can flag these 2. And I could build my city in here as well. It's actually not so bad, because it's easier to defend. If I build my city here, all my defense is plains tiles, both here and here. Maybe I should just let them have those 2 river tiles. Yes, I'm gonna let them have those 2 river tiles. I'm going to concentrate on defending the plains and on attacking the blue one. Which I'm going to do like this too. Let's just buy it. I know I want that too, but we want that defense as well. I'm still not needing much unit tech. They might take that one if I don't buy more power, but maybe we're fine. We shall see. I'm not gonna worry about that. I will buy this tile, this city. Costing a whopping 45 though, but I will buy that city and I'll be defending this. And we'll be fighting that way. Now I've bought those two power tracks here, and we have 1 from the city, so we have 3 defense in these each. That's also, it's no coincidence that I bought 2 plain tags, because then they're equally strong as the mountains. Those are both equally defended now. And these are going to color those tiles, and we don't need much power track for that. And it will also ensure that we get this. What do we do with the coins? And the signs. Now we can make sure that we have 62 signs next turn. And much more too. We can buy a unit next turn if we want to. Or by this. We can do lots of stuff next turn. I do need to have, of course, power level 2, because oh, 3 even. They have 2, so I need 3. That's that. Okay, I'm not going to spend this on the signs, and I have good reason for that. And I'm going to show that. It is now the time to explain the power levels. Open this Excel sheet. See, we have here the waste levels. 80%, 65, 55 and 50. And then we have the power levels. And here is shown how much waste, how much is wasted of your power levels. There is a formula behind that which I'm not going to totally explain. But this is what it is. So when we have power level 2, as we have right now, it doesn't matter at all what our waste level is. We will be wasting one of the two. When we have power level 3, at this 80%, we will be wasting 2. If we get to 65%, that waste goes down in 1. So only when we have power level 3, it's actually useful to get this next waste level. And it's the same is true for the one after, but then it's level 5. Because at level 4 we are still wasting 2 if we are at 65 or at 55%. Does not matter. Only at level 5 the waste goes down from 3 to 2. And then again you can see this whole column here, it's all the same. 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, 4, 5. And at level 11 you start to see benefit from having the final 50% tag. So that's the breakpoints, 3, 5, 11. We are now going to power level 3, and it would be good to get this first level then, because that's the breakpoint. If we are able to buy this next turn, we're going to not waste 2 but 1 power level. And we're not going to have to spend 18 but 6 to keep our power at 3. So that's the plan for next turn. Spend 100 on this power level and spend 6 to keep our level at 3. I'm going back to this list here. And then there's another thing, which is why I gave it these colors. You see color 1 is yellow, power waste 1. Waste 2 is green. Waste 3 is this. Waste 4, waste 5. Every waste level has a different color. If you want to remain at a constant power level, you're going to have to buy back the waste. So if you're remaining at a constant level 7, you're paying for 3 waste. If you're at a constant level 6, you're also paying for 3 waste. So it basically costs exactly the same to be at a constant 7 as a constant 6. And the same is true for 8 and 9. And the same is true for 10 and 11. The same is true for 12 and 13. In other words, you always want to be at an odd level because it costs the same as being at an even level below it. And that is very important. I mean, it's a waste if you don't do that. Now I have another little sheet here I made. And there we see the same information in a different manner. We are now assuming, this is a bit for later in the game. I kind of intended to explain this a little later also, but I'm at it now. So we're at the 50% power level and we're at a constant power level of 7. We are constantly wasting 3 and 4 is remaining every turn. That means every turn we're buying 3 power levels to stay at power level 7. And here you see the table for how much it costs to buy the power levels. I took 4 units here. It's just arbitrary. It can be a different number. The numbers will be different, but the principle remains the same. And to buy those 3 power levels costs us 48 gold per turn. This is simply a calculation of the sum of this. I add it as a minus so that we are going to see what changes. Suppose that at some point we think, well, no one is threatening us, we can go down in power level. Let's go down to 6. In that case we are buying one less level here, because we go down to 6 and we only need to buy 2 levels, so we spend 24 instead of 48. But the next level we again need to be at 7 because someone is threatening us again. And our remaining level has gone down to 3, so now we need to buy 4 and we're going to pay 80. So that means the extra cost is 8, positive that is. We thought we saved money by going down in power level because no one was threatening us. It costs us extra. We can even go down to power level 4. It costs us even more extra. If we go down to power level 5, an odd number, then we actually save a puny 8 gold. So going down for one turn costs you money if you go to an even level, and it saves a tiny bit if you're going down to an odd level. So that's why we are using a base level. That's our the minimum level that we need for proper defense, and we stay at that and we never go below it. Now we also might think hey, I see an opportunity. If I go buy a few extra power levels, I can conquer some land. Of course that's going to cost us. The question is, how much is it going to cost us? Suppose we go up one level to 8, that costs us 32 extra. But if we go up 2 levels to 9, that costs us more, but not so much more. The even levels are a better trade-off. But it is going up quite rapidly if we go more. 10 is wow, and 11, yeah. So 2 levels up is quite affordable. And a better trade-off than going that one level up to the disadvantageous odd even level. So that's that basically. And now I think I've explained all the things that I really needed to explain. I will try and see how it works, if I can add links to downloads for these Excel files on the YouTube video. Okay, back to the game. So I just explained that I was going to spend 100 on buying this level and keep staying at 3 next turn. And I will have 52 science. Which, yeah, is too bad it's not 62, but priorities. We are now in war, and I do want that power level 3 to be my base level for a puny 6 gold. You remember the first turn we wanted to go to power level 4, we had to pay quite a fortune for it. And now we're going to be constantly at 3 for a puny 6 gold. And we can soon go to level 5 probably. But that of course means that we would want to upgrade again another 100 gold. Yeah, so they took our grassland. Unknown threatened. Oh, I need to claim all that food. Oh, I definitely do, because I want this too. But I lost my river tiles, so I might as well do that. I'm just gonna claim the food right now. It's a reasonable amount, just not enough. Okay, I'm not gonna claim the food right now. I'm gonna claim the food when I can actually buy a city. And the city cost me 45. I need to be attacking here, but let's first execute our plan. So that's this, spending 6, remaining on 3. Next turn we have 71 gold, and we can spend those more freely, as only 6 are needed to stay there. The 52 science. I really would like to start buying these. If I don't spend them, I'll have 90 next turn. I can add 6 to that, but it's not useful. Cannot get to these 100. Because we have 12, we're spending 6 on military, that's a must now. As I said, we're not going down anymore. 3 is now from here on our base level. So we are about to have 90, but I want to spend only 62. Means I can actually spend some on buying this or this, and I will still have 62 next turn to do that. Let's buy one of this. What do I actually want to try and threaten? I want to capture this one, of course. They are not likely moving their unit. They might build another one if they can, and then send that one to me. That would also mean that they're not going to be super strong, but they need to defend this tile as well as this tile, so that's good. And I'm not planning to try and capture all these mountain lands the hard way. I'm trying to fight this way, and then this will just be lost for them. Once you cut off a piece of land from their cities and there's no unit nor city in there, it's gone. Actually, if there's a unit in it, the unit is gone as well. So we want to just fight straight west and east of this, and then this will be gone and we can cheaply flag it. Like, it would be nice to have both units on the city, of course, but how much is that city power there? You have 3 in there. So 1 unit is just not enough to be offending it. Well, it is, because I have planes technology, so I will be threatening that quite effectively. And next turn I want to have food. Was there any food to get? I can get this food next turn, and I will get this next turn. That's cool. So next turn I'm gonna take the food from that. I'm gonna auto complete this if I'm right. Not entirely 100%, but I'm pretty convinced that I will get it. They will stay there. Let's hope though. Let's hope for the best. And I will have 72 science, which is fine. I don't have much options to do better anyway. I can't be always sure to capture. Yes, I capture it. Cool, 50 coin. That's a nice one. This is not happening. They'll be threatening me pretty much every turn somewhere. And now I'm taking this, and we're gonna build that city on rock and roll. I'm moving my unit there, so I will have 2 units to threaten the city. I thought I would be threatening it. Oh no, that's true, of course. The city is built on plains, but that doesn't count anymore. It's now city tiles, so my plane technology does not work. That's a stupid miscalculation. I'm not sure if I had the science to buy this, but I should have. But now I'm buying this, and then I hope that next turn I can be buying that, but probably not, because I'm eager to buy a unit now that I do have the gold. I can either buy a unit, or we can actually go to power 5. What's better? Let us redo this. because I also want to see if I buy that unit, the city. I need to buy the city. If I buy a unit, suppose I do that, I would move it there, and I would like to move that one there, but that's too costly. That costs more food than I have. I'm just giving that up, by the way, no doubt about that. Just let them. This is my border. This tile is also gonna go. This is my border, these 3 tiles. And I'm gonna push east hard now. I must have 2 units here. I expect to be taking those, but that might... oh yeah, they are gonna come here. They're gonna move that unit right into that city. And that unit is power 2, but let's expect it to become power 3. So that means their city will be 6. And their tiles around the city will be 4. And in this case... yeah, here 4 and here 6. 6, 6, 4 is what I'm expecting. So if I buy a 3rd unit here, I would still need power level 4, which costs me which I can just afford if I get a 3rd unit. But I won't be getting that tile. I'll be getting those 2 tiles then. Well, that's still fine. I think I'll do this. Now I know I just said that I should always be at even levels, but in this case it's important that I have that 4th power, because that gets me 8 against their 6, 8 against their... actually, yeah, this was the 6 and this was 4. So I'm not gonna take that, I'll be 4 against their 4. No, I will not, I have that. I will take all 3 of them, it's good. Because I have the terrain technology, of course, helping me there. So I'm gonna grab these 3 tiles, and I'm happy about that, versus losing 1. I have 72 tech, I was taking this. And what will I have next turn? I have no money to spend, I'm spending all my money now on military power. I don't have to choose what I have next turn. This is what we will have, and we'll have to do with that, which is fine. Oh, the red ones are going to disturb them there. They're going to take that tile. Oh yeah, the city still needed to be threatened. Oh. What do we have here? I can buy 2 power for 1 turn, but it's rather expensive. This one is... I don't like that one much. So they are gonna defend their city, I guess. That probably has priority over defending lands that are not a city. So they'll stay where they are. No, I might... Let's see, what's their power? 8 versus 5. They might become 6. So 2 units at 4 is enough, but when I have 2 units at 3, which is what I'm probably going to do, I don't want to remain at 4, do I? Remaining at 5, because it's an even number, is only helpful when I actually got that level. So if I move this one over here, I'm taking that city and threatening those two tiles probably. Not entirely certain. No, not. I do need power level 4 for that. So I suppose I'll... But if I do get power level 4, I don't need 3 for this city, and I can actually move them to these two tiles. Like that. And then I'll be fine for their entire non-mountain border. So let's do that. Let's optimize the movements. That's for late, for another time I think. Unless, if I just go like this, I'd have 130 next turn to buy that level. If I do this and I buy this, does that cost money or only signs and food? No, it costs money. So then I would not have 123, I would have just barely over 100 and I can't pay that. No. We're not ready to go to level 5. We're going to be at level 4, and I think that should work. The city should be mine and all of this should be threatened. Now I have 72 signs which I can't really spend very effectively, I suppose. I will have 118 next turn. Can buy this or this. And I will have 110 coins. Which is not enough for either unit or this. Meaning I feel free to actually spend a bit on this now. Needs to happen someday, you know. This can be safely be exchanged. And the Conqueror Hill space probably also, because as I said, I'm not gonna conquer them the hard way, I'm gonna get them for free. So that's not happening either. Quite likely. Yeah, let's just buy this too. So now I have basically all my gold spent again. It's interesting, we can look at how our opponents are doing. Let's look if they're doing any better in the yield tax. The Hittites, that's days. They also have full yield tax for mountains and plains. These guys have full yield tax for mountains and islands, but none for water, which is quite stupid since they have that much. Egyptians, they have not full yield tax for desert, which is idiotic. Assyrians, full mountains, almost full rivers. So yeah, on the yield tax they're kind of matching me. And we can also look at the actual yield. I have 120, 140, 151, 153. And if you look at the leader here, they have 70 and 60 is 130, 160. I had said 153, 163. Very comparable at least. This as well. So yeah, our daily or yearly yield, whatever it is per turn, is very comparable with the top 3 of this. Egyptians is a bit less. And we can look at the waste technologies also. They have none. They have none. That's me. They have one on science. They have one on food. So in the yield tax I'm well ahead of them. The waste tax, I mean. And it's especially good to see that I'm the only one who has the military waste technology. I hope I'll get the next one soon too. I did not get a city. Wow. That was unexpected. Oh, this one I like. And this one is going to be ignored. Now this quest list, we have only spots for 3. And usually my policy is one of them needs to be open. And I consider this open. This is one that's probably not happening. It might happen someday, but I consider that the open one now. And the other ones I want to keep as much as possible for this kind of. Now this is not the greatest one, 2 for 1 turn. There's also 3 for 1 turn, or 3 for 2 turns even, 2 for 3 turns, that kind of stuff, because that gives you a power boost and you can use that in tactically decisive moments. I'm quite bummed that they have defended their city. Their unit is now power level 5. That's insane. They still don't have that waste reduction. They cannot keep that for long. Why did they manage to do that right now? Well, probably they got one of those technologies also that I used, that I was just talking about. So we have science, we can get a desert yield tech. Do I want a food or do I want this one? I'm going to actually take the food. It's a bit of a luxury thingy. I know the gold is what we are using now in our war efforts. Actually, 96. And if I take the gold, I get 11 extra. Well, that's not enough to go for power level 5 either. And we did get this one. Let's just do this, reduce the wealth waste. There are bonus opportunities, is what I call these things. There are bonus opportunities for each of these waste reductions. This one reduces it to do 0 instead of 3%, which is of course nice. Done. This one is really important. It reduces this by 1, which means that you're making 10 to 15% reduction on your unit maintenance when you're having like 3 to 5 units, which is the standard. And these are not so important because they improve this ratio of exchange, but we're never really using money to buy any more science or food in the late game, except maybe once in a while if you have one of those wonders to buy, which you will get to see later. They're the late game opportunities we get offered. So let's have a look at what military power do we need. They are gonna move here, and as long as they're power 5, we can only threaten this tile. We both have one desert tech, but they have city power helping them too. And I do want to threaten that one. But that will happen, of course, because they're gonna move here. So I will threaten their city again. And then hope that next turn they don't have any magic elixirs making them strong. and I will lose that tile if I don't buy anything to defend that. But I will give that up to, as I said, this is my border now. And I'm growing that city a bit. We now have actually it helps a bit in there, but it helps far not enough, of course. But we do now have one power from cities there, and one from this city, as well as one from this city. So this city is now defending this border and this border, and that's of course great, defending two borders with this one city. So if I'm growing cities again, this one has my priority, even if it's more expensive than that. In the end, of course, all the cities can get an influence that touches the other border. This one can touch that border, that one can touch that border, and then we just grow them all three in tandem, because it doesn't really matter anymore where they are. The chance that it will happen is tiny, I would say, but it's a very nice reward, that amount of gold, so it would be cool if it could happen. So let's look at their power now. It's still 5. And did they get that waste reduction yet? No. So I don't believe they can keep up on that 5. I think they're gonna lose that next turn. But it might be good to move this one over there to be certain that I'm taking that city. I'll be only taking that city, but if I move that one there, I'm sure that I take only that city and nothing else. If I put him there, and he's going quite likely to there, or maybe there, I'll be threatening these tiles again for next turn. It seems like they're not going to be threatening me, nor are they, but that's starting to get close, really. Of course, if I upgrade this city, that's not a close anymore, but as I just said, I prefer upgrading that city. We could actually go to power 5, but we don't have the money to get the maintenance level for it. I am going to start saving some money to get that. If I go to power level 3, I'm getting a good amount of money. And I would still take that if I move my unit there, I suppose. No, not certain. So this is what we do. Unless I buy a city power. That could be interesting, right? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. It's just for these two cities that I'm capturing. I can do that without that. And it ups the price for all your other power technologies. I'd rather have next turn grow this city. Gets us 1 point for those. and get these two. I also want this, of course. Let's do that first. Let's get this one first next turn. We'll just save our signs for that. Five, 15, 30, 50. It should be costing them 50 coins to keep that unit at 5. No, that's not true. It costs them 5, 15. It's costing them 30 gold to keep that unit at 5 power. They have 28 yields. So they almost can afford that, and they probably had little reserves, and they're spending everything on military. So they might well be staying at 5 for longer, since they're desperate for survival, of course. So either I do this, or I can do this and buy the power technology. But I'd rather just do it like this, and then next turn I can get my desert yield and be sure to have that city and upgrade that one. All nice. Oh, they're gonna threaten me, which is not bad, but I'm kind of hoping that I can get this opportunity that I'm not threatened for 5 turns. Alternatively, I could build a city in the desert, save me these 100 science, and spend them on this. Is that worthy? No, I'd rather just upgrade my city and not do that. Let's first wait if we actually have 15 movement needed. Just let them take that tile, and then that's fine anyway. How is our unit power now? Still 5. It should soon start dropping, right? This one is influencing all these tiles. Where are their unit is their unit gonna move? It's not necessarily going to move anywhere at all. If I buy that, I have 23 remaining. That's enough to buy 2. It gets me to 4, but not the 5 that I would need. It would still not be a terrible plan, because then at least the next turn I can buy it to 5 and I'm good. But we shall see. That science is gonna buy that. Moving units was what it's about. I'm threatening all those tiles easily if there's 1 unit. I need to sneeze. These are gonna stay. The question is, where is that gonna move? Well, it's not gonna spend more than 10, so I'm growing that. That helps me again in here. And maybe even in there. No, not. I need to take this one because that will help me get that city. I was considering, do I go there or there? This would threaten a lot more tiles easily, but this tile, we need to capture this tile. That'll get me that city. Their power on this tile is now 8, and that's not gonna change. So I have 3 units around it, if their power level 3 is enough. I'm just gonna buy this now. And next turn I'm going up to level 5. Because that will be... no, yeah, that will be the turn that I'm gonna be trying to conquer this tile. I'll probably need just 3 as well. We can see. We might always change plans. And I will have 90 signs. That's probably gonna be a plains technology, so that I have more defense on that and that. If I'm looking here, we have here defense 4 and there 5. So actually we need mountain technology now first. Let's do this. I'm gonna do this probably. This is but this is cheap. Well, actually I can't afford it. I don't have that much food, so I'll do that later. I may want to do this now. That brings me to 5 right away. And opens up this spot. And it's good to bring me right up the way to 5, because that's really cheap. I could actually even go for 7 maybe. So at 7 we should have... let's open my... let's grab my Excel sheet. At 7 we will have 3 waste. And that's gonna cost us the 42 to maintain power level 7. That's not so bad. 21 power level 5, 42 to maintain 7. And now with those 2 that I got the jump to get there, because getting there is actually what costs the money, right? Like if you look at the other sheet, we can actually use our, not our current numbers, because we're not at 50%, and this is hard coded in the sheet. Before I upload it, I'll make that not hard coded. So suppose you're on 7 and you want to go to 9, or as in this case we're going from 3 to 7, so we're going up by 4. See, the jump up is what costs a lot of money, but then to maintain it costs only half as much. And that's also the case now. It's the jump to 7 that costs a lot. Maintaining it is kind of quite affordable. So that's what I think of doing now. I'll jump to 7 and then I'll maintain it. That's what those opportunities are good for. And maintaining it can be made cheaper for a while by this, because then I don't need to buy 3 but only 2 for 5 turns long. Yeah, we are now going to be 7. We can have a look just for fun if we are still well ahead on that. The Elementines have 1, and that's the only one. The green ones, they have one waste reduction on military power. That's gonna be our next opponent. They're not strong. They're the second weakest after the ones we are about to kill, so fine. have 50 gold remaining. Do I want to do this? I think I do. Or even that. No. If I'm upgrading a city, it should be this one right now, because this one is not yet reaching that border. This one is size 2, that's also not reaching that border. This is the only one that's defending all the borders. So we want 72 food plus a little for moving. We're not getting that anyway. But we should really be thinking about reducing those waste levels. Oh, yeah, 7, fine. Good. Taking 3 of those tiles again, very tasty. We're about to conquer another city. This is not likely to happen. So now I want this, because I don't have the food for that anyway. And as I said, we're gonna maintain power level 7 from here. Meaning I've got plenty coins to spend. I'll buy this one too, and now I'm gonna save for a few turns and buy more units while I'm remaining at 7. I don't really want to lose this tile. Is that enough? Probably not. No. But I surely want to, I don't even care about that one. Like this, I capture that city. Oh, they built a new one. The bastards built a new city. They're not that stupid actually. So we're defending those tiles now. See, we still didn't need a unit to defend against the Egyptians. Next we want this one soon. Maybe even 2, because the mountain tiles are now quite behind. But to get this city, we might want city power for that. There's no way they're stopping my 7 power here. All useless stuff. Oh, now they're threatening my mountain tile, you see. I could grow this one too, but I said I wanted to grow that one. Well, I'll just grow this one. Freak that. Because then I'm not enough actually. I still need, okay, I cannot grow that city because I need to move my units. So this one is going there. And these guys are pretty much dying. I have 5 power in there, and I have 7 units power, so I can actually move my unit here, and I will be threatening that. which is good. Remain at 7 was the plan. Make 174, next turn buy a unit. Don't need it, do I? Nah. I'm now at the top of the list. I don't know how they measure the list, but ooh, Egyptians have 8 military power. They are freaking strong. Not strong enough to threaten me though, but it's not happening, is it? Well, neither is this, nor is this. None of the three is really happening actually. But to eliminate it, that thing is gonna happen right now. I'm about to eliminate them. And I'm also about to buy a unit, which I'm going to send there, because then we're going to continue with the green ones. Need to increase the slider to remain at 7. Only 20 gold unused. 127 science. Is not buying me much interesting stuff. What should I do with that? City yields are something still to get. Next turn I'll have 193, so I could get this. But that's not very worthy, because I'd say the game is gonna last another 10 or so turns, so spending 180 to get 11 per turn is not a good plan. What was the victory conditions looking like? This one will happen, this one will happen. Maybe I'll capture 3 more cities. I'm gonna capture 1, and then 2, and then just 1 more, and I got that. Power technology is not really happening. None of them seems threatening in any way whatsoever. So yeah, we know we take the city, that's good. And we're gonna get an any tag next turn from that. I suppose that's gonna be the 250 one. We shall see, that's fine. Do I do anything with the gold? Wanna grow a city? Do I have enough to grow that city next turn? 85. Need to move units. Maybe. Maybe. I want this. Yeah, an any tag I said, so that's this one. Oh, I want to be flagging tiles too, of course. It's actually quite important. I want to be defending here. There is what I told you, the Egyptians taking my island. This one there is not doing anything, so it's going there. So now I can't afford that anyway, so I'm gonna just be flagging all these tiles. $193. I'll buy another plane technology. It's my defense line almost entirely, you see. We can remain at 7 and have 200 coins next turn to buy an extra unit. All stuff that isn't happening. Oh, they're contesting me there. No, fine. I'll just take it from you. It's called the dead hands. I guess I'll just keep him there and I'll take all this. I don't believe they have much resistance. They have no, they have another unit. They're gonna bring in their unit. They will have some resistance. And the red ones are not moving, so they are really threatening this tile. But they can have it, because then my border is entirely plains. Let them have it. They are sort of free to take my sea tiles as well. I could also just do this. And then I'll have 2 tiles, 2 units threatening that. That's better. I'm gonna take this one from the reds. Because we're gonna have to fight the reds anyway. Let's just start it. Oh, and I can buy another unit too. And that starts threatening these lands. Keep 7. Spend pretty much all my gold. And I have exactly 72 for that. So now we have already 8 power there and 7 there, just passively. I don't know what the Egyptian unit power is. 8. So they can still be a bit of a brother there, but that'll be fine. Gonna split his lands in 2, and then we're gonna take that city, and then greens are pretty much done for. Oh, they actually overpowered me. Those have pretty strong power too. I didn't take anything? Okay, it looks like I need to up my power. Things are not going great. We want to go to 9. This is just for this one turn. After that it gets cheaper, but we also do have this to help us make the jump. Or even this to just stay there. do we need to move units? Let's say we need to move a little bit. This one should be there, I guess. What's the red one's power? 4. So if I'm getting them to 9ish, then one unit can defense against 2 of theirs. That would be really helpful, of course. They should move there, but that's going to be difficult for them. And I'm not needing to threaten these lands, I'm needing to threaten this city. I want to mop up this corner first. And I should be defending that tile, I suppose. And one short there. I cannot afford another run of that. I could move that one there. I don't want to lose that. Losing this, that doesn't really matter, but I don't want to lose that. Because now we have still that one tile attacker, you know, single attacker. If they take that, then they can move units in there, and then shit starts happening. So what can we afford out of these? We do want to afford something, because it's a waste to have no open spot. This actually moves us to 11, and at 11 we do have 5 waste, right? I don't think we can afford to maintain that. We would also need that last power for that. So no, 11 is too ambitious. We cannot afford that. Going to 9 is just fine for now. Then we do have the money to actually buy that levels to prepare for going to 11. Or maybe buy another unit one of these turns. What victory point does the yellow one have? They probably took a city somewhere. Ah, this one is what we need. And then it's done right away. And we spent to remain at 9. That's 40 less than our yearly yield. So that's good. We move a unit there, so we can grab that tile and defend this one. These are 2 units defending a city. This is good. This is good. All good. They are actually going to move there and there. I don't think there's any stopping us. Does any of the AIs look dangerous? No, it sort of looks balanced a bit. All of these seem like they're in trouble, right? I mean, they're all in a struggle. The yellow one, of course, they are always the strongest on the map, but they're not going excessive. They still didn't make any progress against their near neighbor here. Now their neighbor is of course in a bit of difficulties with brown. And I could try to relieve that by attacking brown so that they're going off of their back, but that's I'll do that if they are going to make too much progress. Still no need for any technologies here. This now costs 105, that's too much. Now we are starting to look at upgrading these. Maintaining power level 9, getting 130, or no, not getting any of this. So as I said, this is not really important, but this isn't important either, because why would I get all river yield tax? Two for 3 turns or 3 for 2 turns. Now this one is one that's nice to keep for real pushes. I did get my level 11, so it is actually I can afford it now, but then I don't have any extra money. I'm not saving if I do that. Of course I soon will, because I'm capturing land left and right. So maybe I should just go for power level 11. But let's just do it by this. See, now I'm at 11. And next turns I will be saving money. These guys are gonna move their puny ass unit somewhere in there. Maybe both. But I doubt they have the food for that. Well, they do still have a lot of riverland. But I think it costs so much to bring their unit over the water. I don't think they'll be able to do that. So I think one unit in here is plenty. One can go there to threaten lots of tiles. This is defending passively. Just let them play together. The brown ones are not big, but they do have lots of mountains, giving them gold for military expenses. And they have a large number of units, so they're doing pretty well. This being equal. I'm not gonna lose 5 spaces on the map, sorry to disappoint you. Let's just take those 2 tiles, let's just take those tiles. How strong is their unit? 9. They are pretty strong. Oh no, I can use this to buy my unit power. It's not really needed at this point. Or do I? No, I'm not worried about a 9 power, am I? From cities? How do they get power from cities in here? Oh, they just built a new one. So yeah, they're pretty strong actually. I need 2 units to overtake that. Or get my unit to level 13. Then I'll overtake it all. I'll do this because, yeah, well, not because any reason, I'll just do it. I'm gonna get my unit to 13 and make some extra money on the side. That's why I'm doing it. To maintain level 13, I do. Hey? Yeah, I just barely spent a penny and I'll maintain level 13. So I can definitely buy a new unit now, and I will. Units you really want a high number. It's much more efficient to have them, it's just so hard to buy them. So when I do find this moment that I can buy them, I'll do it. Oh, they are weak. Oh, are the Egyptians, the Greeks owning the Egyptians? Might be, but it's probably just a temporary thing. I guess they just bought a unit that meant they didn't have enough funds to maintain their power level. That's really a mistake. You cannot give up your power level, as I just explained at the beginning of the game, how it's super inefficient to go down and up in power level, often actually costing you money. It's a terrible happening to just buy a unit and drop your power level dramatically. It's also taking time to build it back up. Don't do that. Keep your power level at a nice and constant level and save money, and every now and then you might push it up. I could do some of that maybe. I'm spending only 9, so, but 60? No, I cannot afford that if I want to remain my 13. And I do. I can also not afford to build any city on the plains. I'm about to conquer a grassland tile. Do we need 2? Looks like we don't. Oh, we might want to defend that area. I defend it passively. I'm not looking for a war with them. Oh, we are losing. We cannot maintain our 13 anymore because we no longer have that stuff. But we can now build a city on plains. Like this. Oh, that wasn't a city, that was upgrade the city. Okay. Oh, it was building a city. We have 2 cities on plains, so we just need 1 more city on plains. Oh, it was a river tile, of course. Yeah, we need to build it here. And we're gonna go at level 11 because we can't maintain 13, but it was nice while it lasted. We're at 11 and that's fine too. I am thinking, oh no, just short. I thought maybe I can buy it and then get the free technology, but no. We cannot. We now have 10 and 11 defenses here. Totally fine. Just not totally fine in there. How much passive defense do we have there? 9 and 8. Which is still pretty good. It's most of the time. It's about on the level of the AI's unit's power. These have 7. These have 7. Oh, the blue ones are in trouble. So let's not defend passively, let's defend aggressively now. Because the blue ones are getting screwed and the yellow ones are gonna gain the power with that. Actually gonna do it there. Because if the blue ones are losing, I might just take it as well, you know, take it for me. Oh, I made a mistake. 11 is not enough to take the city. Which is a shame. Oh. Those are strong too. See, buying 1 is possibly enough, but I'm not gonna risk that. I need to move a unit there to defend Tel Aviv, of course. I was actually thinking about naming this video 6 days in June. I don't know if you know the video. And the history that it's about. You might want to Google it if you don't. Oh, I'm gonna restart this turn, but I'll just want to see. Like, these two are needed to take that, right? Yeah, they are. And these two are needed to threaten that. And I don't have a priority for attacking the red ones right now because I just don't have the units for that. Soon I will have 2 more units to go and fight on that front. So this is what it's gonna look like, yeah. Let's also defend this passively. I don't feel like getting into a war with Egypt, because if I move my unit there, I might just be threatening that tile. Yes, I will be. And then they can't move away, so they'll have to stay to defend, threatening me again, and we stay in the war. We don't want that. Try to prevent escalations. Why does this cost so much? That's almost my entire yield. I'm not saving as much as I would like to. Oh, I'm getting more of these tiles. Let's buy the yield tax for that. That was some good spending on those tiles. Next turn I want those 3 as well. Yeah, just maintain 11. I need this power now, and I might have only 23 extra right now, but I'm capturing more stuff, so that will grow that way. Now they're gonna be threatening my land here. But oh no, they're not, they're moving away, it's fine. Oh, they did a serious attempt at my capital here. These units are staying where they are, as are these. This unit might want to move there, or at very least there. But honestly, I don't think it has to, because this unit is gonna move to defend. Of course, it won't succeed. It might be able to defend this city. Yes, it will. So they're gonna defend that city, and that's gonna prevent them from outright dying this turn. So if I move here, at least I'm threatening those tiles, which is nice for the next turn. And I'm not entirely certain how it works, because these are threatened, and if I'm now able to conquer them because they are threatened by him. I don't think it works like that, but it might. So let's pay attention to that. Yeah, well, we're just saving a bit more money again, 22. And we have the food to actually grow this city from 2 to 3. That's not super awesome. Because it's not, well, a 3 it is defending this tile, not this tile yet. See, I am passively defending fine against the Egyptians. Can't get them both. This is the decisive turn. The green ones are pretty much done, and finally I'll have all my units to attack on the north flank. Oh, I actually got both cities. They failed to defend. I wonder what actually happened there. Ah, fuck those things. But also fuck that. No, I guess they defended this city successfully, yes. They're gonna move somewhere in here, probably here. So I can threaten these tiles easy. I'm gonna spend much of my food now moving towards the north flank. Oh, I've got some victory points. What do I get? Oh, I got 6 captured cities. So, how many victory points do I need more? Just 3. There should be another one. I don't know what happened. I thought there were 2 that are one of those. Yeah, that's expensive. Well, I don't care so much for winning really easily now. I mean, the game is won anyway. Of course, if it's all more of a contest, then you need to watch very carefully for how can I win. But it is no contest anymore. See, of course, I should kind of have altered my slider so that I could soon buy that. I don't care. I like fighting anyway. As long as it's safely behind the screen, of course. Not yet having enough money to buy another unit. Actually, if I do this, I can, right? Yes, easily. This city is now also defending this area here. It's good to see that these guys are in balance again. Two power for 4 turns, that's nice. Isn't it fun how they keep building cities just to survive, these guys? I'm now just fighting everyone. Pushing the entire map against 3 enemies now. That's good. They can't do anything against my power anyway. How weak are they? 5. Oh, what's that? I need 1 more point, huh? So I really should do this now. Let's see if I can adjust my spending so that next turn I have 600. Oh, easy, easy, easy. This is enough. And that's victory. It was victory in multiple ways because somehow I got 9 of these points, it says. Got a captured city. Oh, I think I just got the city population as well. So yeah, I've got 9 points total. Well, that concludes this Ozymandias guide. Thanks for watching. See you later.